I'm a college student and today I'm doing a grocery haul, meal prep, just spend the Sunday. Alright y'all, it's currently 11 o'clock. I got out of bed at like 8 and I decided, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do all my stuff early this morning. So I went to the store right when they opened at 9 o'clock. I went to Aldi, I went to Walmart, I went to Sam's Club, and I went to Fresh Market. I'm hungry, I haven't eaten yet, all I had was coffee, but we got a meal prep. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do a grocery haul. This is just a mix of everything that I got. I ended up spending around, I wanna say 190 something. If you wanna eat healthy in this economy, you kinda have to spend a little bit more money, which is really sad, and we're really gonna have a conversation about how, I'll save that for another video. So this is a mix of stuff from all the stores that I got. I'm just gonna go down. Most of it is pretty healthy. Other stuff is just stuff that I like to eat. I know people are gonna say some stuff is processed. I do not care. First, I got some baked hot Cheetos. This is my favorite snack ever. I love these. It is 130 calories per serving. Each serving's about 34 pieces or 28 grams. I typically go by grams rather than the pieces because sometimes some pieces are bigger than others, yada, yada, yada. I just go by grams whenever I measure it out. Next, I got these 2 Shin ramens. These are really good. I usually get like a protein to go with them, and they're high in sodium, but again, if you really want ramen, I suggest you get these. Next, I got these Fiber 70 bars. I really need to increase my fiber intake, and yes, you can get fiber through vegetables and stuff like that, but these just really let me know and ensure me that I'm getting enough fiber in because I already know I don't get enough in. But since I've been increasing my intake, my digestion has gotten a lot better. So I recommend if you're eating a lot of high protein foods, make sure you're incorporating some type of fiber in your diet. I do like these fiber bars. I know that they're processed and all that, but they're still good. They're still a great source of fiber if you're not necessarily tracking what else you're intaking. So I recommend these to just ensure that you're getting a lot of fiber. My favorite is the coffee cake flavor. This is super good. It's 70 calories. 2 grams of protein, so it doesn't really count for real. But it's 6 grams of dietary fiber, and it's only 3 grams of fat. So it's really good. I like this with a coffee while I'm at work. Next, I got these 0 sugar probiotic strawberry bars. I've never had these before. I saw them while I was shopping at Aldi today, so I was like, hey, I might as well give it a try. It's 60 calories, 9 grams of carbs, 2 come from total sugars, 2 grams of dietary fiber, 4 grams of fat, and then 3 grams of protein. I got 2 packs of Dave's bagels. These bagels are my absolute favorite. I'll eat about half a bagel a day. So for breakfast every single morning, I have half a bagel and coffee. It's like I wouldn't say it's a hyperfixation because I feel like hyperfixations are for like a set period of time. I've been eating bagels for the past year and a half, and I haven't gotten tired of it. Sometimes I switch to avocado toast, but I always end up going back to a nice bagel. Dave's bagels are my favorite. 260 calories for 1 full bagel, but again, I only have half of that. So technically I'm getting about 5 grams of protein every time I have a bagel and 3 grams of carbs. I highly recommend, and I usually eat these with this whipped cream cheese spread from Aldi. It's about 50 calories per serving. I eat about half, so I have about 25 calories of this every single morning. Next, I ran out of black pepper, so I needed to get some more of it. So I got this big thing from Aldi, and then I also got some Crystal Lights. I know people say Crystal Lights aren't that good for you, but I really like them. It does not replace my water intake though, so if I drink a Crystal Light, I don't count it towards my water intake because it does have sugars and stuff like that in it, well, artificial sugars. But this is the lemon iced tea flavor. It's my favorite kind. It's only 5 calories. It's really good. This right here is my cold foam. I use this for my coffees whenever I make them at home. I'm trying to lessen the amount I get coffees while I'm out. I would like to make them at home. So these make it taste a little bit better, and I have plastic cups to make it seem like I got it from somewhere else so I can trick my brain, because I really do think it's just a mental thing, because the coffees be good, but it's just something about spending that $8 on a coffee that's just so unnecessary that really hits the spot. Then I have some fat-free skim milk. This is what I use in my coffees as well. I also just sometimes drink it, I'm not gonna lie. I also get this sugar-free vanilla creamer that I use in my coffees every morning. I get that from Aldi as well. I got these 2 poppies from Fresh Market. It was 2 for $4, so I was like, hey, I'll try it. Typically I get Olipop, but I'll try the poppy. I also had a buy one, get one free handcrafted cold brews. I've never had this before, so again, since I'm trying to make my coffees at home, it's a concentrate, so you will have to add water to it, of course. Chameleon handcrafted cold brew. I got black coffee, and then I got a vanilla coffee as well. So we'll give these a try. So we're going into my produce. As you can see, I got potatoes, and then I got lemons. This isn't produce, but this is provolone cheese. I got these ginormous kiwis. These are huge, like concerningly big. They taste delicious though. They taste fantastic, but they are humongous. This oregano for a dish that I'm going to make today. I'm gonna be making a chimichurri to go over my steak. 3 small gala apples, green peppers, and asparagus that I like to roast in the oven. And lastly, on the produce side, I have 2 bags of Brussels sprouts that I also like to roast in the oven. And then I have 2 heads of broccoli. They're really small though, but this is probably what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight. All right, so going on to what I have over here, I have this family pack of chicken breasts. I'm going to take these and I'm gonna cook about half of them today so I can have them for my breakfasts in the morning. I love to have like these chicken breakfast bowls. Typically I get it from Chick-fil-A, but this helps me save a lot of money if I just make them at home. And this pack of 6 was only $10, so I really like to get my meat from Aldi. Again, just make sure, sometimes Aldi has those really puffed up packages, so just make sure your package is nice and flat like this and it's not puffed up. These petite sirloin steaks, I like making these with these little small ones. I typically will cut these ones up and make like anything with like cube steak or something like that. But when I have the big ones, I just make a good hearty steak. You can never go wrong with it. And then this is what I'm making for dinner today, which is this top round steak. Next, I got some frozen jumbo shrimp. Then I have some turkey bacon. I got a little less than a pound. Typically I do about a pound, but this was a 0.725. And it's only $5.79. So I have enough turkey bacon to last me probably the rest of this week. I have my frozen potatoes. This is what I use as the base to my protein bowl. I hate eggs. So I make sure I really just have chicken, cheese, and potatoes. If I ate eggs, I feel like my protein intake would skyrocket, but I think eggs are the worst thing in the world and they're disgusting and nasty. So that would not be happening. I actually have 2 packs of these hash browns because I go through them pretty fast. It's 90 calories per serving and it's 100 grams a serving. So it's actually a lot that you're getting. 20 grams of carb, 2 grams of dietary fiber, 2 grams of protein, and 0 grams of fat. Also got these extra crispy restaurant style fries. I love a loaded fry. For about 85 grams, it's 160 calories, 26 grams of carbs, 6 grams of fat, and 3 grams of protein. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and put this stuff up and then let's get ready for our meal prep. I almost forgot everything I got at Sam's. I got iced coffees, I got this pack of grapes, and then I got this Chobani 20 grams of protein yogurt. I forgot that it was over there. And then I also got a pack of catfish that I completely forgot about. I hate being wasteful of food, but this was not good, man. Like, I tried this. What is everybody talking about? Everybody always says these are so good and da-da-da-da. They're lying. This is not good. Alright y'all, so we are doing the meal prep now. I'm first starting off with the turkey bacon. I'm just going to bake this in the oven. I think I set it to about 400. It stayed at 400 for everything that I ended up putting in there. But I laid out most of it on this baking sheet. The rest of it though, I am going to end up freezing. So I lay it in this freezer bag and I make sure I lay it flat so next time I'm ready to cook, I can just take it out and immediately put it on the little baking tray. Makes it much easier for me. Then I go ahead and put that in the oven on the top shelf or top rack or whatever. Now I'm opening up the asparagus. It already comes pre-washed, but I'm going to rinse it off anyways. I cut off that really hard stem at the end. I know people say there's nutrients in that, but it's gross and it's hard to chew, and I'm not a bunny, so I'm not doing that. So here's me rinsing it. I make sure I drain it well and then pat it dry so I don't have that excess water on there. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on there, and the seasonings that I use on this are also what I'm going to use on that broccoli that's over there. So I just use some black pepper. I use lots of garlic powder because I love garlicky stuff. And then I use this little cute little mushroom salt shaker that my best friend got me when I moved into my apartment. I put some salt on there. And then I got my tongs and I tossed that up. And then I'm just going to lay it on half of a baking sheet. I'm going to try to spread it out as much as possible so it can evenly cook. And now let's move on to that broccoli. I made sure I cut that up. And again, added those same things on there. I love a lot of garlic. As you can see, my breath do be kicking. But it's good. It's really good. So I did the same thing there. Then I used the tongs to toss that up again. It was that really big piece. I had to cut that up because it was extremely large. But then I went ahead and put that on the other end of the baking sheet. And I'm gonna put that in the oven as well, right underneath that turkey bacon. I was watching the Dallas Wings versus Indiana Fever game, and they made me so mad. The wings suck so bad, I had to turn that off. But anyway, moving on to the catfish. I patted that dry and then cut it up into strips because I was gonna make some little fried catfish in the air fryer. So I used this Louisiana fish fry. It's about 90 calories per serving. It is a little high in sodium, but once again, as long as you drink a lot of water, I'm flushing my system out. I really don't care. um, and so I made sure I tossed that up and I put that in the air fryer, which you'll see in a little bit. But my turkey bacon was done, so I went ahead and took that out of the oven. I don't know why this clip is so long of me just waiting, but there's me getting the bag to go ahead and put the turkey bacon in. I made sure I washed those tongs too because I really don't like cross contamination. I'm not a huge fan of that, obviously. But I went ahead and put those pieces of turkey bacon in there. This stays in my fridge for and it lasts about a week. Took those vegetables out because those ended up finishing up, and I put those in my 3 meal prep containers. The steak and potatoes that I'm gonna make a little bit later on are also gonna go in those containers as well. I made sure I put a good amount of asparagus and a good amount of broccoli in both of those, and I closed it up. Well, I said both, but it's 3. You get what I mean. And I ended up stacking those on top of each other and leaving those to the side while I do everything else. So I put some of those potatoes. I don't remember if I showed them in the haul or not, but some potatoes, I made sure I cut those up as well so I could roast those. Washed them up really, really well. Got all in the crevices, and then I drained them. So yeah, I almost dropped the one in the sink. And then I went ahead and filled up a little pot to have all of my potatoes go in. And here's me putting those fish fillets in the air fryer. This is what I actually had for dinner. So that's why I waited until a lot of my other stuff was done so I could put those in. And they would be ready by the time everything else is ready so I could actually just sit and eat and enjoy my meal. Put those on for about 420 for 20 minutes. I think I ended up doing a little bit longer than that, but whatever. I saved the thing that I hate dealing with the most, which is raw chicken, for last, because I hate dealing with raw chicken. I think it is the absolute grossest thing in the world, but it tastes good, but not the raw chicken. You know what I mean? Anyway, I ended up putting up the chicken that I didn't use for later, and y'all, my phone died after this clip, and I promise you I did not record anything else until it came back on. I switched to the Parkers right there, as you see, because the Wings game was getting on my nerves. But there's some chicken that I ended up finishing. It was really good. I just put seasoned salt, black pepper, and garlic powder on it. Then this is some sirloin steak, that round steak that I had. I cut that up. I'm gonna leave the link to the recipe in the description box. It's my mom's recipe, and it was so good, y'all. Oh my goodness. Those are those potatoes. After I boiled them, I put them in the oven so they could get a little crispy. Then that's that steak. I went ahead and got those meal prep containers that I ended up putting those vegetables in. I gave a layer of potatoes at the bottom, and then, as you see, I flung a piece of steak on accident. But then I put some steak on top of those, and y'all, it was so good. Oh my goodness. I was trying to keep myself from eating one of these and eating that catfish that I made. Especially those drippings are so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all, my meal prep is done. I have cleaned the kitchen. Last thing I gotta do is sweep the floor. My phone died so many times that I just stopped recording after a while. I am exhausted, but I plan on going to the gym later, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But we'll see.